Manny, November 5th, you have not one, but you have two fighters competing in World Championship fights November 5th on the undercard of Manny Pacquiao versus Jessie Vargas. Let's talk about Jessie Magdaleno first, who's taking on Nonito Donaire. This is your first training camp together. How has it been going?
It's been going great. I mean, it's been over 3 months now that we've been working together, and things are going great, man. I couldn't be asking for anything more than what Jesse's been giving me. Yeah, he's been devoted to training and the discipline, so it's been going very well.
How has the chemistry been from day one till now? I mean, I know trainers have to get used to each other, and how much has progressed since that first day?
Wow, I want to tell you, man, this kid and I mean, we feel like we've known each other forever now. We feel like we've been working together forever. There's great chemistry from day one. Great chemistry. I haven't had a problem with Jesse. Not one time. I haven't had an issue with him. I don't know how it's been in the past, but I don't care about the past. I care about the future. I care about now, and to get to tomorrow, of course. So we understand we have a big fight in front of us with Nonito Donaire, and things are coming along very, very well.
Now, talking about the past, his former trainer was Joel Diaz. He decided to go with you now. Who reached out to who? He reached out to you, or how did this happen?
No. I don't have anything to do with. I don't have anything to do with that. It's been the manager. The manager reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in working with Jesse, and of course, why wouldn't I, right? Nothing to do with anybody else.
What did you think of him as a fighter before he came to you?
I've always had a great admiration for Jesse, and he knows it. And everyone that I've spoken to about Jesse know that I've only had nothing but good things to say about him since the amateurs. I've known Jesse since the amateur days. When he won the nationals, I was there when at the World Championships in Milan, Italy, when he participated at the Worlds. I was there to cheer him on as a spectator. I was there for another national team, but when my boys from Mexico and the USA fought, of course I was there, cheering for every single one of them, Oscar included. I never did I, in my wildest dreams, ever imagine that I would be working with Oscar Valdez one day, or even Jessie Magdaleno, but here we are today.
What was his biggest weakness that you wanted to work on when you first started training with Jesse? What part of his game did you feel needed the most work?
Well, I mean, it's hard to answer that question because in reality we've never worked together in the past. So I haven't found I haven't found any real flaws in the kid. I mean, he's been on his A game from day one. He's been giving me everything that I've asked for. Everything. As far as discipline, like I said, and his nutrition and. I have no complaints. So, any flaws? No, I don't think so. I mean, the kid, we have a great relationship. We have we have great communication, great chemistry. So, I mean, of course, there's always room for improvement. I mean, you can always get better at what you do, at your game. But any real flaws or anything serious, anything real serious, that I've had to encounter or work with? No, not at all.
You're taking on Nonito Donaire, who at one point during his prime was considered to be one of the top fighters in all of boxing. Do you think Nonito still has anything left in his tank? Are you getting a fighter who's past his prime? Break down Nonito as a fighter. How do you see Jesse fighting him?
Well, I mean, Nonito Donaire is a fighter. How could you not have respect and admiration for such a great fighter that's given boxing so much? He's a great fighter. He's a great individual, great fighter, great athlete, world champion in multiple weight categories. He's given us great, exciting fights. He's fought everybody, has never dodged anyone. I got nothing but good things to say about Nonito Donaire. And who am I expecting on that day? I'm expecting the best Nonito. He's a world champion, and I expect the best Nonito ever. Why would I expect anyone else? If I did, then I wouldn't be respecting Nonito, And so, as far as the fight, the plan, our game plan for that night, well, it's top secret, right? We can't share that with you guys, but I can tell you that Jessie Magdaleno will be ready to go the 12 rounds if necessary. If we get a knockout along the way, then so be it. But we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about fighting 12 hard rounds, and because we know we're going up against one of the best ever.
You mentioned Oscar Valdez earlier, who is the co-main event and also one of your fighters that you train. How has it been for Oscar since he became the world champion? How have you seen any change in him? Has anything changed since he's won that WBO title?
No. With Oscar, he's still the same kid, man. The same kid, the same disciplined fighter. He shows up every day, extremely dedicated, hardworking kid. I've never had one complaint with Oscar. If anything, we got to get the kid to slow down a little bit because he's a working machine, man. He just doesn't stop. He doesn't stop going. He's hungry to get better, to grow, to become the best. He doesn't just want to be a world champion. He wants to be part of the elite, part of the great champions that we have in boxing today and in the past.
You take it on Osawa. Osawa is, like I spoke to Oscar earlier, very little known. Fights mostly overseas. How do you compete against a fighter like that who's not that well known? What do you do to prepare for somebody like that?
Well, we prepare the best way we possibly can. We don't take anyone lightly. As they say in boxing, you're only one fight away from the big time, one fight away from greatness. And everybody that you ask that gets an opportunity of a world title, they're going to take advantage of it. So we're not expecting we're expecting a great fight. We're expecting a fighter to come in that's going to be in great shape, 100% ready. And so therefore we have to treat it the same way. We have to come in ready ourselves. Again, Oscar's a disciplined fighter, so there's no issue with that. Oscar's going to be ready. There's that's not even a question. He's going to be ready, and he's going to he wants to grow. He wants to get better, become a better fighter. Again, he just doesn't want to be a world champion. He wants to be the best.
Oftentimes the fighters ask when they become a world champion what that feeling was like. But you as a trainer, what was that feeling like seeing your fighter become a world champion?
Wow, man, it's an indescribable feeling, man. I mean, it's just like, wow, it was an amazing feeling. I mean, not just for him, of course, but for myself as well. We've been through a lot of ups and downs. Personally speaking, I've been through a lot of ups and downs in my life. I lost my father. He was my right-hand man. He was I shouldn't say that, but he was my everything, my mentor, my teacher, and and so he was my biggest inspiration. He's the reason why I'm here, why I'm involved in boxing. Manuel Chato Robles, and so what came to mind was my dad. What came to mind was my father. Hopefully I know he's up in heaven, and hopefully I was able to make him happy that night. He was able to feel proud of me for my accomplishment as a trainer, and not only that, but everything else that goes with that. Like I said, all the ups and downs that we have to endure as trainers, as coaches, and finally, what better than to win the world title.
Manuel, your career is definitely, it seems like it's barely taken off. It seems like the sky's the limit is not only for you, but for your fighters as well. Best of luck to you November 5th.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate Supreme Boxing for all your support, man. You guys are always here for us, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you again.
Thank you, bro.